Okay, so that's where I'm gonna go for that. Grab me my Phillips screwdriver, and I'm just gonna screw it in. You know, hold the grab bar up. Oops. You know what? These screws, these sheetrock screws, I'm just using a sheetrock screw here, just for the time being. Okay. Grab myself a washer. Hold it up there. And this is just going into the sheetrock. I'm going to try to hold that up there. Got my trim pieces. Got to get those back out of the way. Okay. I can hold that right there, and I think that has to be slid up right like that. Now I can take my scratch awl. I'm just going to poke a little hole right there, and that's my marker. Okay. Alright, there's your other way. Now take that back out. And voila, I've got my screw holes ready for the next step. I got myself just a little screwdriver. If you don't have a small little screwdriver, you gotta get one. This one actually has a little magnetic tip on it, which is kind of handy. I'm just gonna poke these in. Be careful. I always like to do some probing around first before I just ram stuff in there, because if this is right next to a stud, we know the stud is right in here. In fact, this last screw might even hit it. Okay, but I look down below, and on the toilet is where the gate valve is to the toilet. Let's have you take a look at that real quick. You always have to kind of keep in mind what's going on around here. So that water line, I hope it doesn't go straight up right on the edge of a stud, you know what I mean? And you go and put a long screw in there and hit that. So before we get all rambunctious, let's just do the best we can with probing. Okay, got my scratch awl here. Just pushing it in there, and I can take the scratch awl in there, but the scratch awl's got a point on it. I can just take this. See, that's going in that far, not hitting anything, and I know this. The plastic anchor, we saw how long that plastic anchor was, right? It's only half the length or 2/3 the length of this screwdriver. Well, that one's good. That one's good. And this one, ooh, hitting something. See, it feels like I'm hitting a pipe of some sort in there, okay? But I'm hitting it right at that point, right there. And this anchor isn't that long, and then my screw that's going to go into the anchor is only this long, so I'm not going to hit it, am I? And if it was even close, then you can allow the washer and also the grab bar flange. Hold the grab bar flange up there, and you remember that's kind of thick itself, right there. So you've got that. So I'm okay. I'm okay. And that was the one I was going to have questions on right there. And it actually feels like it might be a PVC pipe for the vents. That's what it kind of feels like, and not a copper pipe. If it was copper, I would feel it more intense. Just for kicks, let's see. I go in at an angle. No. See, that stud is over there. And I'd have to put in the screw at this far of an angle, and I wouldn't be able to get it in there because the grab bar flange is going to be in my way and all that. You know, I'm good with just putting it in with plastic anchors. Okay, so now I come over here on this side and I do the same thing. Okay, that one's fine. That one's fine. And that one's fine. Okay. All right. See, you can do this. Just follow this step by step. We'll get her done. Now, some people make the mistake when they screw this in. They think, oh, just put it on the sheetrock right there. It's got a little point and it's got a little tip. Just go ahead and screw it in. Well, sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. You know, there's some little side bits here where technically that should really work. Okay, and I'm choosing not to do that on the first hole. Okay, let's do one. And what I'm going to do is make the hole just a little bit bigger. Okay, so I can put the scratch all back in there and just kind of ream out the hole a little bit like that. Okay, so I can get that in there. All right, and if you want, you can make it just a hair bigger. This is just a Phillips screwdriver, and I'm just kind of doing that. I don't want to start getting too rambunctious and start going wider with that, because then I'm going to start getting into these threads. Okay, now you remember, this has an area just to put your screwdriver in there. Isn't that cool? And if you have a battery operated drill, you can put it in that way. Okay, and just start screwing it in. There, just like that. Okay, we're going to do this next one. I'm not going to make the hole out as big this time. You make it too big, I'm just going to go back and forth just to get it wedged in there. Okay, now I can start screwing it in. The bigger that hole, the less of your anchor is holding. Okay, now as I said, those are designed to hold 75 pounds each. Okay, you're hanging pictures or something like that, and you need a different way to do it, to put a screw in there. Here's one way. You just have to remember that once you put this in, see how wide the flange is around there? So when the screw head fits there, you've got the flange on the outside, so you don't want to put that up too close to the top of the picture and have it show, or a bracket of some sort, and all of a sudden you see the plastic anchor showing beyond it. That would be kind of cheesy. Okay. You see, those go in nice by hand. I'd rather do that than ram them in there with an electric battery operated drill. You know, sometimes it's good to be a bull in a china shop, and sometimes it's not. Okay? Or figure out if you're building a piano, if you're not building a piano. Sometimes you do things differently. Okay, there's another one. All right, we're going to put those in the same way. All right, you probably wanted to see if I was going to hit anything on this one or not. And I'm not going to hit it, but it's a good thing I went and probed on it, right? See? I'm just going to be fine with that one. Back and forth. Now screw it in. ream it just a little bit. You see, I'm going back and forth to get that rectangle, that square bit in there. And then I'm going to screw it in there. Just going to give me just a little bit of more holding power. I think it'll still, like I said, these are designed to hold 75 pounds each. You know, so we're good to go.